Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next review of the next episode of Yashahime, Princess Half Demon. Um, and now we're talking about episode 20 now of the Hidden Village for Half Demons. And this was another really hyped one because we have the return of Shiori. That's one of the ones a lot of people were hyped up, and so was I. So, yeah, the return of Shiori. And as I recall, so before, if you remember, if anyone who was a fan who knows about the show of Inuyasha, Shiori, in season 3, that she was a half demon that was born with her human mother and her demon father, of the who was the current guardian of the barrier of the Bat Demon tribe, and her grandfather Taiga Kuramaru killed his own son. Since Shiori was born, she had inherited his guardian powers, and Inuyasha killed her grandfather and she unleashed her like I said, get out! I will avenge my father's death, and she unleashed her more of her burial powers. So yeah, so her and her mother was living after they all left. So. And I said before, during the whole beginning when this show premiered, I was hoping we could see more returning characters besides our main cast members. But I always wanted to see Shiori return, and now we got that. So I'm glad that we got that she came back. But more on that after the story goes along. It opens opening up in this here. We see that Setsuna and Tora are just flying on Kilala, and then we see Kilala make a little cute yawn. They arrive this one spot, and it's a place that Setsuna recognized. So she is saying that the earliest memory that I have is a view of a burnt up forest. So. Now, which kind of thinks that after when Setsuna and Toa were separated, and Setsuna being on her own when the forest burnt up, I guess I mentioned that the dream butterfly took her memories during immediately after when Setsuna and Toa were separated from each other. So I guess after that, because she says the earliest memories of burnt up forest, so it shows Setsuna in the daytime when all the forest has been burnt down. So just during that time during that fire, it seems like the dream butterfly took her memories and dreams immediately after they were separated. So that's the first memory that she have. And Toa's like, yeah, that's when this is when we were separated when they were 4 years old, and she's trying to apologize and give her a hug, and Sessa stops her like that, and it's like, okay, yeah. And when she mentions she wasn't alone, that she had Miss Shiori, and there was other children too. So she explains that there was a hidden village for half demons, and we get the flashback of we see little Setsuna alone in the burnt forest, and we see the return of the two-headed horse demon Anun, which, like I said before in the show Inuyasha, that's when with Jokin. Ran were flying on that was tagging along with Sesshomaru. So it was nice to see the twin-headed. Well, it's a dragon, okay, so it looks more dragon, but it looks like a horse too. So two-headed horse, but it's nice to see that Anun came back, and you think that it's talking to Setsuna, but it's actually Jokin. So nice to see that Jokin is there, hiding from Setsuna. Because they haven't met Jock until we saw him when they first met them when they first met him in episode 18, and they're both like, "Who are you?" So yeah, he's hiding from her. So tells her to get on Anu, and they comes to this place where there's a barrier, and this is what where Shiori even though she's the guardian barrier, she still has the ability to create barriers anyway, still. Nice. And Setsuna meets these two young children. They're both half demons. One was named named Raika, and the other one was like Fu something. I meant the name though. But they're half demons anyway. And Shiori comes in, a grown up Shiori. Setsuna gives her this thing. It's like it says a note that says please look after her, and it has a gold tablet, which it kind of looks like similar to like that golden charm that Meowth wears on his forehead. It kind of looks like a similar gold charm to that. But it's a note, and Shiori says that she's tied to a strange destiny. So after that, Shiori takes Setsuna in, takes her by the hand. And there's a village of whole other demon children, saying that she was the bad half demon of the bad demon tribe. Yeah, Futa is the other half child's name. So you have Futa, then you got Raita. And they both don't like humans or demons, because one explains that one of them says that her parents were killed by humans, and the other one was killed by demons. So, and see Shiori, learn, all the demon children is learning how to, like, fish and hunt and stuff. And we get this another letter, well, not a letter, though, but another note saying, just to give it to Setsuna, saying, cut the wind. And she gets this little knife, cut the wind, doing a little training, a montage of her. Then another one says, cut the water. And the kid's like, cut the water? Oh, I'm wondering. If that little noise is, I'm just skimming through the episode. I'm skimming through episodes because I don't want to miss anything, or I was going to forget. Usually when I forget, I was like, oh yeah, that's why I forgot to mention that. So I'm making sure I don't want to miss anything. So that way I'm not recalling back what happened. So if you hear that little noise, I'm just going through. But yeah, anyway, she does part the water like way like how Moses part the waters. It's something like that though. And there's a whole demons that want to get in. And the two kids, Futa and Raita, they use like a wind techniques and a lightning technique. I do know that is kind of like an homage to the fourth movie, Mystic on Fire Island, because there were some what was the villain? Or yeah, I think it was the villain used both a lightning and a wind technique. And not to mention that place was a place for half demons as well. So that is a little homage to the fourth movie, which is nice. Although it's my least favorite of the four movies, though, but I never said it was bad at all. But it was a nice homage to that. And we see Shiori, using like controlling like the bats, kind of like as her little scouts, to detect any other half demons, which is kind of nice. And Setsuna's been living there for 6 years, so she was 4 at the time, and then 6 years later she's 10. And Shiori wants Setsuna to go back to the village where she was born, and that's hence why we got the first flashback of her. During the first episode, we see the flashback that Lady Kaede gave that when she first arrived in the village. So it goes back to that first flashback of her when she arrived in the village. But then she didn't stay there very long because she scared off these two bandits. She was going to go and attack them even more. But Kaede said that you can't do such things since you're still a young child. So, and plus it's nice to see Kaede again because we haven't seen her in quite some time. So it's nice to see Kaede again. So yeah, we haven't seen her in quite some time. So after that, she came back to Shiori's village, and then that's when the time when Shiori would lose her demon powers, and it happened during the time during this other demon named Gagagozen, who is a moth demon, which there was a reference to the other two moth demons from the show of Inuyasha. The first time when he had I forget the first moth demon's name though, but he had his little group of flunkies, and that's when Inuyasha unleashed his demon powers and couldn't control it. So to defeat that moth demon, when all the ones that were wrapped up in the webbing, and then of course spitting out the venom as well. And then of course there was the other one, the other one was like his brother, who was creating those illusions when they were in the webbing and they were all asleep. So you got this other one here now, So this third moth demon, who's leading this other group of demons. And they came when the solar eclipse came. That's when Shiori lost her power, becomes human. And we see her skin change, her eye color change, and let alone her hair color change. Which I'm fine with, because she's being a half demon. It's like the same thing with Toa and Inuyasha when their hair goes black. So. And then we see with the demons, we see Moroku once again, and Hachi, how he looks for the first time, because the last time we saw him, because he was in that little thing when he helps them travel on his back. That's when the last time we saw him, when he took Moroha away from Kagome for protection. But we see him in his how he usually looks, and this is where Moroku, before he did his 1,000-day training, because he said there was a powerful demon that he could not defeat, which meant it's this demon that got a Gozen. He couldn't defeat him, so this is why he felt he was powerless and weak. That's why he wanted to do that 1,000-day training. So he would fight against him, and then which made led him to do the training. So, and this is why he said he mentioned Setsuna's name, so. It's like this is the first. He knew about her from before, or was when the kids mentioned her name, but he knew her name, but anyway, Shiori loses her powers. The barrier disappears. Moroku fights Gozen, but couldn't defeat him, and the kids try to fend him off with their wind and landing attacks, and then of course the demon spews up venom like the other ones did. Gets Setsuna tied up in the web, but then, and worse, he was at first. This is the guy who carries that Naginen, Setsuna's primary weapon. What was it called? The Naginen, Naginen. So if I mispronounce the name again, it's hard to say with certain weapons when they sound like that. So if it was the Naginen. But he had that weapon, but this would be Setsuna's weapon. But he had that, and then I thought it was very badass when Setsuna unleashed her demon form, looking badass, and she just goes and just tears that guy right in half. Just tears him right in half, and then if what is enough, she tears him even more apart, especially his face, his head. He gets torn to pieces by her. But and of course, the same thing with Inuyasha, couldn't control her demon powers. So then Moroku, she starts attacking Moroku, saying die, and Setsuna looking very scary. What did I say? She's the same scary, but at the same time badass. But and then Setsuna, Moroku put some Demon Slayer chloroform over her to calm her down. And that's when she put the seal on Setsuna to contain her demon form. That's why from episode 13, when he was fighting with the Totetsu. So, and also just like Inuyasha, with she puts the seal along with her Naginagare to contain her demon power. Same thing, like when Inuyasha gets separated from the Tetsaiga, then his demon blood takes over. Same thing with this. So it's okay. That's a nice montage with Inuyasha when. Same thing when he separate when the Tetsaiga when his demon blood takes over. So Moroku put the same thing, the seal with her Naginagare and with her demon powers. And then the solar eclipse is over. Then Shiori returns back to being a half demon. Then Moroku saying that prayer that what Setsuna said before from the first time we heard that when fighting against the first of the four perils, Dojutsu. She said that first time. Then we see and the other time Moroku put the seal back on. The second time, and the third time right here. It says the same thing right there, the prayer. And it's nice that to see that that Shiori remembers. So remember, I like we kept keep it in continuity that Shiori remembers Moroku. So it's nice. And then Moroku, same thing. Glad to see you again. You're in good health. Nice to see. she grew up so beautifully, of course. And the sad part is that when Moroku mentioned about her Shiori's mother, saying that she passed away from an illness. So yeah, it's a sad thing that her mom is now has her mom died. Because we saw her last time when they left. It was just her and her mother when they left after when Inuyasha had learned the red tit Saigo, the barrier breaking one, after when they left. So yeah, it was sad that said that her mom passed away. But and Moroku does a little prayer for her. So and that's when Moroku left and Setsuna set off on her own. And she ended up with the Demon Slayers, and hence back now with Toa and Setsuna, and you get a nice little sister thing where Toa says, you sure we're talking a lot today. Which that's a nice little touch between sisters, and you sure we're talking a lot today, and. And Toa's saying, "What do you mean? I'm not trouble. I'm not even a child." And you do get Setsuna laughing, which I'm like, okay, because because we all know how Setsuna is always with being all, with Toa, like, oh, don't get comfortable around me, or don't accept a hug or even a high five. We see Toa, laughing at Setsuna laughing at Toa. So we get to see Setsuna show a little bit of humor to her, so that was nice, seeing her laugh for once. Then we see some two demons that want to get through. She scares them off, and then they ride back on with Kilala, and we see ends with Shiori riding off. Sees them on the cliff as they ride off. Man, this long though, but yeah, because I didn't want to miss anything because this was such a great episode. I didn't want to miss anything. I didn't want to go back and recap what I forgot. So yeah, but this is another great episode. Definitely a lot better than episode 19. As 19 was okay though. It was one of my least favorite episodes though. So this stepped up even more, even though mostly flashback though. But we do get Setsuna's backstory, what happened to her after the forest burned down, how she got her primary weapon, the Naginagade, and with her demon powers were contained by Moroku. And which is nice to see that Shiori come back, and which was, like I said, it was nice to see because I want to see Shiori come back. And next thing I want to see Jinenji come back as well. Yes, I wonder where's Jinenji, because by this time, years later, I'm sure by the time her mom passed away, he has to be living on his own though. So I would like to see an episode where we see Jinenji's return as well. He's just that big friendly giant, but that's for another time though. Hopefully we'll see Jinenji come back. Since we got Shiori, hopefully we'll see him again. But yeah, it was great to see a grown-up Shiori, and see how she's fine. And let's think about her mom passed away. Yeah, it's sad about that. But we used to say we got Setsuna's backstory with more Moroku, Hachi as well, Anun, Jokin. How with seeing Setsuna being a badass with her more of a badass with her demon form, because last time we saw her just with her poison hand and scaring up with Totetsu though, but. Seeing her go completely beast mode when she just destroyed the moth demon Gozen, just tore him all to shreds. Even after tearing him in half, he goes and just tears him even more to pieces. And then when she starts going after Moroku, looking all scary and all that. So, and I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure we'll see those other two half demon kids again, Futa and Raita. I'm pretty sure we'll see them again sometime, because basically, as Shiori said, eventually they're going to have to leave the village as well. So hopefully we'll see them again. But yeah, this is a lot going for this episode. You know, a lot of course, a little homages as well, like I mentioned, and this is another great episode. So we're 20 episodes in now, because we surely must begin to like close to the finale, getting close to the finale pretty soon. You know, because I want to see a second season. I do. I just hope this doesn't get rushed and the series ends just like that. I don't want that. I like to see a little bit more. Otherwise, it could probably get pissed off a lot of fans as well, because we want to see a second season. Because otherwise, this show is going to end up like another one of those shows that I like to have a second season of and never gets brought up again. Like I mentioned before, you know, there's other shows I like that needs a second season but never got it. As I mentioned, one time, I mentioned before, High School of the Dead, The Devil's a Part-Timer, you know, and a couple other ones that I want to. You know, that's an idea for a video. I would like to do a video where I would like to do a video for like animes that deserve another season. I think that's an idea for a video. Animes that deserve another season. So I think I'll talk about it. Well, I already mentioned it already though, but so I'll probably get more details on it. But still, I want to have this show another second season, because otherwise this finale is going to get rushed and all that, and everything's happy ever after rush, you know. But we're getting close to the finales pretty soon, so hopefully we'll get another season. Though I would like to see another season, because Inuyasha, I know it's not gonna have like 8 seasons like Inuyasha had though, but at least have another season for it. But anyway, that's it for now. So I'll be talking about the preview in the next video. Called The Secret of the Rainbow Pearls. There's some more interesting things going on in that episode. So yeah, for my preview of episode 21, Secret of the Rainbow Pearls, the preview of it, I'll be talking about in the next video. But anyway, thanks for watching. Like I said, another great episode. It's great to see Shiori again. I give this another thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video. Later.